live. We are live. We are live. Trying to get myself together. Oh, I'm so excited for this live tonight. Oh my goodness, because we are going to be talking about the reset. Because listen, I don't know if you've realized, but we're almost to the second half of the year, almost to the beginning of the third quarter. I cannot believe that we are almost at the third quarter. So, as I'm waiting for people to come on in, I would love to hear about what you are excited about coming in the third quarter, or what you are thankful for in this quarter. This quarter for me has been pretty cool, pretty interesting, and I truly am thankful for the opportunity to just kind of give y'all some insight on how to live intentionally and how to reset your life so that you can win. Now, I'm super excited for tonight because we're gonna go through my favorite workbook, and that is the reset. And you have an opportunity to get that yourself down below if you want it. Now, I shouldn't even say if you want it because you need this. But definitely, if you want to build a life that wins, you want to build goals, you want to set things up so that you can actually win in your life and in the desires of your heart, then this reset is for you. So tonight, we're going to get together. We're going to begin the process of resetting our dreams, resetting our goals, resetting our desires so that we can actually live the life that we are supposed to live, so that we can be intentional with the time that we have in this earth. Okay. So let me get into it. I don't want to be too long because I want to make sure I get this in here and make sure that y'all have this resource. Okay. So, what is the resource? First of all, wait a minute. Let me let me introduce myself. Hey y'all, this is Sonia. I am a coach here, and we are here to help people align their lives with their dreams, align them with the desires of their heart, teach people how to live life intentionally, teach us how to use every single moment of our life intentionally. And as you're coming in, I would love to hear about what you're thankful for in this quarter and what you're looking forward to in the next quarter. So go ahead and start letting me know as y'all come in. Come on in. Come on in. Oh my gosh. So listen, let me tell you. Intentional living is taking each day seriously, because God has so much in store for you, because God has a plan that is beyond what you could even ask, think, or imagine. And that dream and desire that is in you is to do something amazing. So I would encourage you, as you're here, begin to write down what you're thankful for, what you're dreaming about, all of that kind of stuff. Now I'm going to break down what the reset is. We're going to talk about why it's important and why we should be doing it every quarter. Then we're going to break down exactly what the reset is. And I got my little notes right over here, so I might kind of like go back and forth and stuff like that. But I wanted to do this live so that as we go into the third quarter, right now, this is a live that's happening on, what is today? June the 15th, 2023. And listen, the third quarter is around the corner. Okay. So we're going to talk about why reset. Why do we do it every quarter? And then we're going to talk about the three things that you can do to make sure that you reset your life. And if you want to follow along and work through this on your own, I have a workbook called The Reset. And right now I have the Reset workbook along with my Dream Week workbook, because I believe once we figure out what we're desiring to do, how we're going to transform our lives, we got to make sure that our life looks in a manner that will allow it to happen, right? Like we actually got to make sure that we're scheduling out our life in such a way that the dreams happen, that the goals get hit, okay? And the dream week is the way to start that journey. All right. So, let me get into it. Why reset? Why in the world am I so pressed about making sure that people reset? One reason is because life can bog us down. Life can get real crazy real quick. And my goal and desire is to make sure that we have a moment in time where we are taking stock of our lives right now and then making decisions about how we're going to move forward instead of getting stuck in the cycle of just running that rat race, right? Like running the race to get all the things and do all the things, right? And then it helps you to, it's for people who are busy but just feel like I don't have anything to show for my busyness. That was really kind of how I was living. Like I was doing a lot of great things. Like I was in school. I was doing a lot of things with my church. I was what else was I doing? There were so many things that I was doing. I was real busy. But then at the end of the day, I was unhappy. At the end of the day, I did not feel fulfilled. I didn't feel like I was actually hitting the purpose that I felt was in me, that thing that I desired. One of my favorite verses is in Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiastes 11, and it says that that all things, not well, that's Romans 8:28, but Ecclesiastes 3:11 says that this thing will happen in its timing. And then it goes on to say that God has placed eternity in our hearts, but the only way we can find it is through God, right? So I began to really seek God because I was like, I'm doing all this good stuff, but I'm not feeling like I'm hitting what I'm supposed to be hitting, right? I don't know if y'all are getting that, but I began to seek after God, and He began to show me that I'm doing good stuff, but it's not what He called me to do. It's not what He set me apart to do. So I began to think about, well, what is that thing that I need to do? What is it in my heart? How can I even make room for it when I have so many things that I need to do? And I was able to come together and figure out there are 6 key areas that I need to focus on. And I need to make sure that I have my values and my desires laid out for. And those 6 things, I talk about it all the time on my channel, got several videos, but the 6 things are God, your health, your mind, your friends, your family, and your finances. And it's so important. Yes, as you come in, like the video, get it going so that people see that I am live. Yes, go ahead and like these videos. Make sure that you are liking. And if you feel led, go ahead and share it for me too. Thank you. But yes, so I realized that there are 6 key areas in my life that I had to make sure I understood and knew and had values for. And when you figure that out, you're able to begin to live a life that feels fulfilled. So, why reset? To figure out what you're supposed to really be doing here. Working hard, but not fulfilled, right? This is how you can set yourself apart for that. So, who will this reset help? Who would resetting your life up for help? It really will help everybody. Like if you actually take time to pay attention to your life and pay attention to what's going on in your life, it's going to help you. But I'm really looking for those people who have a dream and a desire in their lives, but they just can't seem to figure out how to get it done, how to start it, how to find room to actually get it done. I'm looking for the people who want to get organized so that they can finally hit those goals and those desires that they want. And I want to hit those people who are trying to refresh and restart because this is the season for restart. This is the season for renewal. I'm kind of leaking my July videos, but this is the season for renewal. And I have 3 ways. We're going to break down 3 things to do in this reset today. Okay. We're going to break down the power of thankfulness, that taking a moment to be thankful for what has happened, good and bad, will allow you to have the right mindset that you'll need to be able to make some differences and make some changes in your life. Then we're going to close the door. We're going to take some time and figure out, well, what's the importance of closing the door? And what does closing the door on old dreams, old desires, old things look like? And how can we learn from closing the door? And then finally, the best part, the fun part, we're going to dream. We're going to figure out how to build goals that will push us towards the desires of our heart, allow us to build a life that will help us actually hit goals and actually hit goals that really do matter to you, because that is a thing as well. People always have all these goals in life but then still don't feel fulfilled when they finally hit them. Why? Because their goals were never tied to the thing that's truly important to them. And this reset, and also building a life plan and living your life intentionally, is the thing that's going to help you get to where you're desiring to go. All right, so I went through all of that. Let's dive into the reset. Now, I am going to go through the three things that I break down in my reset workbook. I encourage you to go ahead and get that and get the dream week as well, so that you can set your life up and be ready for July when it comes. Okay. So let's get into it. First stop, Thanksgiving. Okay, listen, mindset is major to win to coming to winning at life. Mindset is major at the part where it's time to win at life. Dependent on what your mindset is going to let me know if you're going to win or if you're just going to continue down the same cycle of struggle and same cycle of pain that you're used to doing. Your mindset is the thing that can start you on a trajectory towards winning or a trajectory back to where you were. And it's so important that your mindset is in the right frame of mind to really make this thing work well. So, the first step in the reset is to get your mind right, is to actually take some time to be thankful, to thank God that you are here, that you got through a whole quarter, that you are able to get stuff done in this quarter. It's so important because being thankful is key to making sure that your heart and mind are in the right place to evaluate your life effectively. When you have a mind of thankfulness and a mind full of joy and hope, then you can actually see that there is hope. You can actually see that there's a life lesson in failure as opposed to just another issue, right? If you're not in the right set, failure can spell the end for you instead of spurring on and learning a lesson that will spur you on to the next step, to the next dream, to the next goal. If your mindset is not taken care of, dare I say, you're not going to move anywhere. You're not going to be able to grow. Those dreams and those desires are never going to do anything because your mindset is not in the right place. One of my favorite verses, I believe it's 1333, Numbers 1333. It talks about how after the Israelites got into or got around the promised land, the Lord told them to go out and spy the land, and they went and they saw all the things that God said that was going to be there. God said that it was going to be the land of milk and honey, that there's going to be all these cool things there for you. And the people came back and said, "Oh my goodness, it is all there. Everything that God said was there is there, and it is an amazing land. But there are giants in the land, and we are like grasshoppers. They saw us as grasshoppers. We felt like grasshoppers, and because of that, they saw us as grasshoppers. And after that, they didn't get into the promised land. They didn't believe that they could win. They forgot that God actually said, I already gave you this land. Because they were like, these giants, these are real big. No, I can't do this. Right? But all in all, God had already said that I got you. That this is your land. I ain't say nothing about the giants, but it is your land. And I think because it was their mindset that stopped them. If they truly believed and remembered that God is good, that God has good plans for them, that the things that they have gone through, the things that they're going through are for a great end, all things work together for our good, then they would have went forth. They would have been like, oh, there's giants, but God had already said that I got this land, so let's go, right? But the key to this is that their mindset wasn't correct. So first step in resetting your life and resetting and getting yourself back in the right place and beginning this process of aligning your life with your values and your dreams and your goals, be thankful. So in the workbook, we go through an exercise of just writing down at least three things that you're thankful for in the six key areas of your life, in your relationship with God. What are you thankful for with God, with your relationship with Him, your relationship with your health? What are you thankful for in that? You know, for me this year, I realized I'm thankful for my trainer. I know that's weird, but I'm thankful for that because he's helping me get past injuries that just seem to keep coming back. What are you thankful for in your mind? Man, I'm thankful for the books that I read. I'm thankful for the challenges that I had at work that made me think. What are you thankful for with your relationship with your family? For me, I'm thankful for just the family that I have, the relationships, the laughter, all the things that I got to do with them in this last quarter. Friends, man, I could have a whole video about my friends, but that's not what we're here for. So I'm gonna just say I'm thankful for my friends. And then your finances. I'm thankful that the Lord provided for me. What are you thankful for? So take some time and think about that stuff. Take the time, the moments to do that. Okay. Then the next thing, oh, I almost forgot. Before you actually talk about or write down your thankful stuff, the things that you're thankful for, make sure that you set the atmosphere. Set it up. Make sure the music's right. You got your journal so that you can see what happened over the year. I encourage you, if you don't already, make sure that you are actually writing down some things that you're thankful for every day. We can start every week, but ideally, it would be good to do it every day. Because let me tell you, the joy in looking back over the years and seeing the things that I was thankful for on July 15th of 2022 was amazing. And I encourage you, there's things called 5-year journals where they just have 5 slots and it has the date and you could just put the year and you write that down. There's regular journals. But I encourage you because just having that constant joyfulness, that constant focus on the good is going to help you. There's talk of this growth mindset meaning that there's always expansion, that there's always an opportunity for expansion. Thankfulness helps with that. Okay, so I talked a lot about that. I didn't think I was going to go that long, but clearly thankfulness is important. Okay, all right. Then the second thing is to close the door. Close the door on your past, on your dreams, the dreams that didn't make it, the goals that you thought you were going to hit. Take some time to close the door. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to do to actually do this effectively. The reason why it's important to close the door is because sometimes when we leave that door open, we keep looking back instead of going forward. One of the key verses that I thought of or was kind of thinking of with this section is Philippians 3:13 and 14. I'm going to read it. It says, brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining forward or toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. Even Paul knew that he had to forget what was behind so that he could continue to move forward. So I encourage you, begin to think about the things that really, even the good things, because sometimes, people have you ever met somebody who is like 40, 50 years old and still talking about their heydays in high school and college, or when they won the championship, that was great. But what about what's going on ahead of time? What's happening in the future? Are we not excited about what's going to happen? When we get held up in the past, either if it's good or bad, it doesn't allow us to see our future clearly. Now, you can learn from your past, and it's good to actually evaluate and look at what happened in the past, but it's so important that we actually evaluate and not ruminate. Oh, that's good. I didn't even write that down. Oh, it's so important that when you're looking at your past that you are truly evaluating and not ruminating on that past. Because the past is gone. The past doesn't exist anymore. It exists in paper, it exists in our memories, but it's not what's right here in front of us. So it's so important to effectively evaluate your past, learn from it, and move on. Okay. So in the workbook, I go through a couple of questions that you should do to actually close the door. The first thing is to write down either the goal or the things that happen. In the workbook, we go through your relationships, those 6 key relationships. But you can do this for any singular goal. And you just take a moment to say, okay, what happened? Did I make the goal? Am I moving forward in my relationship with God or my family, my friends? What happened this past quarter? Take a real look and figure out, well, what happened, and then figure out, what went as planned, what didn't go as planned, and then actually honestly ask yourself, how do you feel about it? Because feelings matter. Now listen, from uh I am a SC on a disc profile. It is a personality profile. And in that personality type, typically we're really task oriented. So for most of my life, it was like, what feelings? The task has to get done. But I realized that your feelings are important because it's your feelings or how you feel about something that may be dictating what you're doing. And that can't be. That cannot continue. So actually be honest about yourself and figure out, how do you feel about it? Write those things down. Figure out what is really going on. What's the why behind that? And then see if you can figure out a life lesson from it. What's the key thing that you can learn from whatever happened? If it was good, if it was bad, if it was indifferent, what can you learn from the experience, the goal, the movement in your relationship, that those 6 life relationships? Take a moment to do that. Really delve deep, figure it out, because I'm telling you, when you take that time to do it, ooh, it it just gets really good for you, because now your heart is clear and you have a mind that is ready to do something amazing. You have a mind that is no longer bogged down by your failures, but a mind that is ready to take on the future. You have a mind that's no longer infatuated with your wins, but can actually evaluate that win and make it multiply in the future. Okay, so that is the next thing. So once we've done all of that, now we finally get to dream. Ooh, this is the fun part. We get to actually set some goals for ourselves, okay? And in the workbook, I break down 3 things to do: acknowledge, assess, and aim, okay? Those are the 3 things that we do to make sure that we hit those dreams and we make those things happen, okay? The 3 A's of dreaming. So, number 1, acknowledge. Take a moment to acknowledge the dreams and the desires that you have. What is it that you want to see in your life with God? What is it that you want to see with your life in your health or your family, your mind, your friends, or your finances? What is that ultimate dream? What is the thing that you value? This actually will help you build out a life plan as well, because a life plan is really about honing in on what you value in those 6 key areas and then building out goals and action steps to make sure that you get to what you desire and what you're believing for in those 6 areas of life. So this will help you there as well. You can actually also do this particular process with a singular goal or a few goals. Figuring out, okay, well, what is it that you really dream to do? Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to, I don't know, travel the world, right? That's acknowledgement. You're acknowledging the desires of your heart. Because honestly, those desires didn't come from anywhere, from nowhere. Some of those desires, and I say some because sometimes the desires are not from God, they're from somewhere else. I don't know where. But a lot of those desires are from God, and it is our job, our plan to seek them out. I love Proverbs 25 2. I think that's where it is. It's Proverbs 20, or is it 11:25? Either 11:25, Proverbs 11:25, or Proverbs 25 2. Can't remember right now. But it says that it is the honor, the joy, can't remember what that adjective is, of God to hide a matter, but it's the honor of kings to search it out. So the Lord has placed things in us that He wants us to delve deep for. And I believe that there are at least 6 different little things, values that we can pull out of our lives. Our dreams and our desires are based in those 6 main areas: God, your health, your mind, your friends, your family, and your finances. And then you assess, you figure out where you are. So if you are really looking at those relationships and you've never figured out your values or the things that you desire in them, this is really where that assessment can help you. You'll figure out what's important. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be a millionaire? Do you imagine yourself giving thousands of dollars away to orphanages or to people who want to go to college or whatever, like that? Big vision. That's really what it is. Big vision for those 6 main areas of your life. Then you figure out, okay, well, where am I right now? Okay, I want to be a millionaire, but I'm still a little bit in debt. There we are. That's where we are. And it's time to really get, what's the word I want? Sober in that. Take some time to really, really, really look and see, okay, all right, this is where I am. That's pretty far away from where I want to go. And then begin to just write a couple of things down. How can you close the gap between the two? How can you close the gap between what you want and where you are? That is so key in building out your the assessment side of the reset. Figuring out what is important to you and where you want to go. And then finally, aim. You begin to aim your goals, your desires. There we go. There we go. My brain like blanked for a second. But you aim, and you aim by building goals, building routines, building out your life so that you can get this going. And in the reset package, I actually give you that dream week so that you're able to build out a dream week based on the goals that you set up in that workbook. Okay. So you're going to acknowledge, assess, and then aim. And you aim with goals. A type of goal that I love is called the smarter goal, and it's by Michael Hyatt. I love it. He was the first one that I actually ever heard talk about smarter goals. Like, I've always heard about smart goals, but this was really, really fun because he talks about smarter. And smarter goals stand for specific, measurable, actionable, so you do something. It's a little bit risky, like it got a little bit of spice to it. It's not too easy, not too hard, kind of gives you the little creeps every now and again. And then it's time bound, and it is exciting, and then finally relevant. That's how you aim, and aim well. Okay. So hey, if you're coming in, go ahead and like the video. We are actually almost we're talking about how to aim after we figured out that we got to be thankful. We got to close the door on our past. And also close and then dream. So definitely do that. Get in there and like the video. But yes, so these smarter goals are how or what will start the process of you aiming to close the gap. Okay. So now I've broken down the reset, and this is something that I actually do every quarter, and I'm actually really excited because I'm going on vacation. And I'm going to actually spend some time doing exactly this. Like I didn't just create this and I don't do it. Like I actually do some type of reset every single quarter. Because it's so important to keep those goals at the top of mind, to keep our goals and our desires at the top of mind, because God has placed something amazing in us. And when we live life intentionally, man, we get to see God do something crazy good. Okay. Now, my favorite verse is Psalm 90:12, and it's actually right behind me. And it's always my prayer to Lord, teach us how to use our time wisely. I love that verse because in that Psalm, David, who wrote the Psalm, talks about how we only have about 70 or 80 years here on this earth. Listen, I'm trying to be here at least 100. Okay. At least 100. But anyway. But we only have 70 or 80 years. So, Lord, teach me how to live each day with purpose. And that's my prayer for each and every one of us here today, that we actually begin to seek God so that we know how to live our lives intentionally, how to make big impact. Because honestly, that's the desire of your heart. You may, shrink away from it, but you want to do something amazing in life. And intentional living helps you build the room you need to make it happen. So I encourage you to go ahead, get this reset, start to think about, and even if you don't get the reset, take the time to reset your life with these tools and tips that I gave you today. I would love it if you get the workbook, but honestly, you listening to this video and learning the tools to help you begin to build out a life that you'll be able to do something amazing with is enough for me. So I am so excited for you. And like I said, my prayer is that the Lord will show each one of us how to use every single moment that we have wisely. So I'm going to end this thing tonight. I hope that this was helpful for you. Definitely check out the links below so you can get some more information. And I would love to see you around here some more. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you want a written form of what I'm talking about, or you want to get some weekly boost to your life, join my email list. The email subscription will be below as well. We actually give a life audit lesson that you would be able to take if you join my email list. So go ahead and do it. If you want to figure out, am I on the right path? Am I doing what I should be doing? Let me see. Let me see. We have the life audit down there for you. I would love to see you again. So definitely come on by the next video. You will see me here again on Thursday. Oh, it is Thursday today too. So I dropped the video today. And you'll see me here again on with another new video next Thursday, okay? Because I drop videos every single Thursday. And when I get back from vacation, I think I'm gonna be doing this live thing a little bit more. So let me know what you would like to see. Let me know what would be cool for you or what you would desire. All right. So anyway, y'all have an awesome day wherever you are.